ever since it started airing that she didn't like me, that's how she's been carrying it on social media. But the gag is, she know I got on her now. I done posted this sniffing. I done posted her ad of her selling. I done posted her getting beat the up in Detroit. And I got 3 motherfuckers more. So when she get out of pocket, we gonna air those too.
That was a lot to take in. Hey guys, welcome back to another exclusive interview brought to you by Formation Productions and Mo Visuals. I'm your host, Maher Ahmed, and tonight we got the $10,000 winner from Big Lex's Baddies Collection Miami. How are you, Oh So Pinkk?
I am great. You can just call me Pink.
Okay.
But I'm great. You know, I'm winning. So,
Yep, we got the check in the background. We got the perfect background for this interview.
period.
So, assuming you became aware of Big Lex from Jocelyn's Cabaret, what was it about her that you liked during her season on season 2?
One, I liked her body. I liked and then I really like how she came in there like just on some like, this is like, she came in there on this is my shit, like, and I'm putting on for myself. And I feel like I went in the house and did the same thing. So
Yeah, she just really, she didn't care, and she was completely herself in my eyes also, and she didn't care about what she said, what she did, nothing, like the consequences.
and I feel like that's how I am. So like I definitely like fucked with her. Am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because I cuss like a sailor.
Oh,
But I definitely fucked with her vibe. Like, be you. Like, if you was loud, be loud. If you are quiet, be quiet. And I feel like that's just like when she wanted to be quiet, she was quiet. And when she wanted to crack a bitch in the mouth, that's what she did. So I respected it and I liked it. So
Oh yeah, you got to be your authentic self, because not only the producers but the fans will realize when you get back home and you're on your lives and stuff that you're a completely different person.
that's
So, what pushed you to audition for her show? And is this the first reality TV show you've ever auditioned for?
actually auditioned for Bad Girls Club.
Oh,
But Bad Girls Club went off like 10 years ago. So
right.
um
So this was back in the day?
yeah, well, I auditioned when I was like 19, and they was like, oh, like I went through the first interview, the second interview. I even got to the third interview when they were gonna pick their girls, and I didn't get picked because I was underage.
Like, are you kind of glad that you didn't go on that show now that you think about it? Because there's so much that's happened from the Bad Girls, like the people damaging people's stuff, all the lawsuits that's going on.
I mean, a bitch touched my stuff, whether it was in the Bad Girls Club or in the Baddies house. We was gonna get it jumping anywhere. Like, I was gonna get it cracking anywhere I was at. So, I mean, I'm happy I didn't do it because no offense to them, like, they old now. So I'm happy I still get to have this youth, and I'm still able to do something that's similar to it and in a competition way where I'm winning money. Like, in the Bad Girls Club, they didn't win bread.
That's
so
true.
At least I got to win and be me on TV at the same time.
Yeah. And I heard that like being on that show, considering how much you go through and how much producers make them do, they barely get paid. They get paid like a couple hundred a week.
Really?
Yeah, I think 500 a week.
And how long do they film?
For 3 months, and they after the first like.
Oh, that ain't bad then.
Yeah, it's not, but you also have to, I think, pay for your own like food and groceries after the first week.
See, Lex fed us.
There we go.
We got fed.
Okay, so what were your first impressions on Big Lex, Lucky, and Sapphire in person compared to watching them on Jocelyn's Cabaret?
Sapphire, I'll start there. We are like on Jocelyn's Cabaret, I feel like she more so like she was quiet. She did her own thing. Like you've seen her when you've seen her, but she wasn't really so much in drama. If she has something to say, she said it. And I think she was the same way in the house. Like in person, I see that she's more of a nurturer and like a mother figure more so. Like she takes us all in, even if we're around the same age as her. Well, I'm not, but
yeah.
No disrespect, Sapphire. I'm still in my mid-20s. But there was some women in the house that was 30 and she still treated them like a mother would treat. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was dope. Lucky's cool. I like Lucky. We speak here and there. We have our laughs, but like we don't have like a super personal relationship. And with Big Lex, I like her too. Like I'll hit her up, she'll respond, she talk back, and like she invites not just me but the other baddies out. Like if she's doing something and it's on the East Coast and it's accessible to us, she'll be like, "Hey, I'm gonna be here. Y'all are more than welcome to pull up." So, but with Big Lex, she's someone you got to get to know. Like the first couple days in the house, like she was more so in her room. We didn't see her. But then towards the end of filming, like she was coming out more. She was like in the kitchen and stuff. Like she's more of a person. She got to feel the people around her and then be like, all right, I fuck with you. Like by watching you before she put herself around you.
Okay. And she was pretty like humble when she was around you guys. She didn't try and act like she was above you.
No, I never felt like she tried to act like she was above any of us. Like some girls might feel away. And like Kieja did her little whole crybaby shit. Like, oh, you treating us like Jocelyn. Jocelyn is jumping bitches with her. So
you got it right, Jocelyn. You had to write the first
Nah,
time.
you want to know what it is? I got a gap, right? But I got this gap because I had braces and then lost my retainer, got Invisalign, lost those, got Invisalign again, and now I'm getting.
I know exactly what that's like.
So I feel like ever since I got my teeth fixed several times, like now I be talking crazy, like with a crazy list, and sometimes, but.
And you don't put the Invisalign for one day, and your teeth hurt so bad.
Oh my gosh, yes. I hate that, and you can feel them moving. But with Big Lex, I felt like she talks to us how we talk to each other. Like she was that bitch. It wasn't like in a way like I'm talking down on you. She talked to us like her peers, but bitch, I'm that bitch. And I tell Big Lex like I'm that bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? So.
And what were your first impressions of the actual cast of season 1? Did anybody stick out to you in a good or bad way?
Well, of course I peeped Fetty tall ass. I peeped her tall ass, and she had the little things in there. And I love chocolate women, especially tall women. So I peeped her. I peeped Slim Jim's ass. Like you seen, that's like 3 of my heads. Like, and she's beautiful. And of course I peeped Ferrari. Like I knew Ferrari was coming into the house. We're both from the same city, and I don't rock with bitches in my city too much. So I was like, I hope I like this girl. Because if I don't like her, I'm gonna have to beat her up type shit. Like, and I fight all the bitches in the 757.
Aside from that, you didn't really have any like negative first impressions of anybody. You thought, from what it seems like, you pretty much just had positive things to say about people, which is good.
Yeah, like I went in there
with a good mindset,
and I was competing with them. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's just the woman I am. Like, I don't look at no person offhand and just pass judgment. Like, I'm not going to stop being who I am to make you comfortable. I'm not. But with my personality, if I'll see if you vibing with it or if you're not, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, even if they had these negative thoughts about me in their head, like I didn't care about what they thought. So I treated everyone the same.
Oh,
so I didn't have like anything bad, like off rip about any of them.
Okay. Yeah, because if you got that in your head to where like anytime somebody says something negative about you, you let that bother you, you're gonna have a miserable time in the house.
And that's why I call myself the puppet master, because bitch, I already know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get in my head and have me feeling crazy, like getting me mad. So I want to put my hands on you. Not to say that I didn't get mad at all, but for the most part, like I like to be in control of my emotions. So that's why I'm the puppet master, because bitches can't bother me and get me out my body.
So you and Slim Jim actually took part in the first and only boxing match of the season on the first night. So were there any other girls specifically you were looking to box that night but weren't down?
Fetty and I were gonna fight that night. And like if in the first episode, if you see when me and Fetty was arguing in the kitchen, she said, she was like, well, put the gloves on. And me and her both started going towards the gloves, because 2 things I ain't running from no bitch and no lumber. I always say that shit. Like ever since I heard the song, like facts, like I'm not. But production was just like, nah, we're going to the club. Y'all could do that another time. And then me and her ended up chopping it up, and we like didn't need to put the gloves on. Ari, after that whole shit that happened in the car, several times, I was like, probably like 10 times, are we gonna put on these gloves? Yo, let's go put on these gloves. Yo, it's the gloves. She ain't want to do it. Bunny, which I call her Rabbit. Let's just say Rabbit. Just edit Bunny out, okay? So Rabbit I kept telling her put the gloves on me, but she was like, my body, my titties. Like, bitch, I'll give you all face shots. I don't gotta hit you in your body.
Okay, with Fetty, I wanted to know, how tall are you compared to her? Like, what's the size difference? Do you know how tall she actually is?
Fetty's like probably like 6 foot even.
Okay.
I'm 5'5.5".
Okay. So
But
that's
I'm
still a big size
lengthy, a
difference.
bitch a little lengthy over here.
Okay.
Like, I'm 5'5.5", but like I can't go into the stores and buy like jeans or shirts for like long sleeve shirts. I need to get them like Fashion Nova or somewhere, or like a boutique or somewhere online, because for my height, like I'm a little bit, like my limbs are long. You get what I'm saying? I got some like long legs.
You got that? You got them Freddy Krueger arms?
Yeah, like bitch, I'm coming down on you. You feel me?
So with your fight with Slim Jim, the boxing match, who do you think actually came out on top in the end after watching the footage back?
Me.
Okay.
Only because first round, second round, I had her. Third round, I ain't gonna lie, she had me. Like, I literally she was punching me in my shit. Like, if you actually seen it, like I was backing up because I was so me and her didn't even want to go the third round. We were tired. We really only thought we were gonna do one round. Like, but them 30-second each rounds like felt like 10 minutes. Like,
I mean,
and then
think about it. I mean, like when you get into a street fight or something, how long does that really last? Like going minute, like
it ain't gonna last that long because I'm gonna call my brother to air that shit out. So it's really not gonna be that long. But and then we hear the girls, because it was a mansion we were in, and one of the walls of the mansion was complete glass. It was so beautiful. One of the walls was complete glass. So they had all the women in the house and they got to watch the fight, but they weren't outside with us. Like, they were watching from in the house, and we were like out in the grass. But they were all standing there. They didn't show that in the show, but that's how it had happened.
There was a segment with you and Ariana where she explained that her cousin thought she would get into it with you because of your personalities. Do you have any idea what this was about or where it could have been based on? And was this your first time meeting her?
That was my first time meeting her. And I get that a lot, though. Even Huckleberry said it. And like every girl in the house said, every single girl. And even like working at the strip clubs, bitches will say that to me. Like, I have a strong personality. Like, I gotta be your cup of tea. Like, you gotta like your coffee this raw. Like, you feel
Yeah.
me? Like, no sugar, no milk. So like, I didn't take offense to it because I'm a pretty dope person. Like, when you get to know me, so most people vibe with me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not monotone. I listen to hip hop. I listen to rap. Like, I listen to mad R&B music from the 40s, 50s. So like, you could find any like there's a plethora of ways to vibe with me, or we'll connect. You feel me?
And you eventually did end up connecting?
She wanted to connect her tongue into my pussy. If we being really real, several times that girl tried to fuck me. Like, several times. But then she was like, oh, now that we arguing, I'm dusty, but you wanted this pussy on your nose, baby. Like, if I would have laid down and told Ari, like, come eat it, like, she would have been nose first, tongue out. So
Okay. So after everybody gets ready to go out, Ferrari decided to confront Larissa about her stinky pussy. Do you recall any of the girls other than Ferrari talking about her smell? And what do you think Ferrari's goal was confronting her the way she did?
Heaven, I know, said something about the way Larissa has smelled, because she had came into our room and said, yo, y'all smell that shit. I think it was the big bitch. I remember that. I personally didn't smell her. There was only one bitch that I was getting close enough to their pussy to smell it. So I don't care about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I personally didn't smell her, but Heaven, I did hear say something. And then when Ferrari did it, I was like, girl, this girl pussy must stink for real. But instead of, getting her body done, she should have took that money to go get a douche or a douche. What is it called? A douche?
A douche? A douche?
Yeah, she should go douche that shit. Vinegar water, baby. But, and then Ferrari, like, just confronting her the way she did, like, I feel like I would say in the real world, most women will pull a woman to the side. But being on reality TV, they want to see everything you do. Right. So whether she pulled her to the side or not, it would have been something that was, one, aired, And two, I'm sure it still would have resulted into a fight because we was only in the house for like an hour at max before that happened. So it's like, bitch, like, I don't know, you still don't even pull me to the side. Who are you to tell me anything about me? Type shit. That's how the girls were carrying it in the house. Me personally, if I stink, bitch, let me know.
Right. And but, at least she did say it to her face and not just like behind her back and then like been like, oh, I didn't say that.
And if she would have did it, like, but not for nothing, if Ferrari would have came up to me how she went up to Larissa, it would have been a fight too. So I can't even blame Larissa for getting up and throwing a punch because, bitch, like, who you think you're talking to, you little midget? Like, Larissa's like 10 times the size of Ferrari. Ferrari's 105 pounds, 4'11".
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, girl.
When that fight started, there was some talk on social media about Lucky jumping Larissa. Did this make you feel any type of way about Lucky?
No, because, excuse me, if I had the relationship with, first of all, they were best friends before going into the house. Now, if I was best friends 5, 6, 7 years that they have, and that was one of my friends, without thinking, like, I'm jumping in too. You feel me? And me and Ferrari haven't even been friends for that long. After, and as her, like, now we're good friends. You get what I'm saying? And just as her good friend, after I seen her motherfucking face after the fight with Kiesha, I was like, she's not fighting again. So her next fight, I jumped in. Like, I'm a jump in for my bitches. So.
Okay. After the fight, you got confronted by Slim Jim and Fetty because Slim felt away about you hitting her in the stomach. Did you see where she was coming from, or did you think that she was just mad that she lost? And how did you feel about Fetty's energy with you in that moment?
I don't think that she was mad that she lost. I think it was more so like a little embarrassing because you know it's going to be on TV.
Right.
One. And then two, like, I don't know what the fuck she wanted me to do. Where was it okay for me to hit you?
Yeah.
If not body shots, you want me to punch you in your face? Because what you thought I was gonna start punching at your legs? Like, where else was I supposed to hit her? So I didn't understand it.
The neck.
Yeah, like, you want me to headbutt you? Like, what do you want me to do? So, I mean, I still don't understand. If she has a specific spot she wanted me to hit her in, she should have told me before the fight. If it was in your arm, I would have lit your arm up the whole time.
Yeah, it's a fight. I feel like it's fair game. Anything's fair game. And later that night, you and Ariana are seen getting into it in the van, and we see you kicking her in the head repeatedly. That shit, like, I had no idea what was happening at the beginning. I told Bunny Rax I thought she was like possessed or something because I didn't initially see your feet. But can you shed some light on how this started, especially since you guys were pretty cool earlier that night?
So she was sloppy drunk, like pissy drunk, white girl, wasted, sleep outside. Wake up in the morning not knowing why you sleeping on the corner type shit, like drunk. So all the girls are looking at her like, you know, they giving her the bitch face, like, bitch. And so me just being me, like, I try to step in and be like, hey girl, like, you really drunk, drink this water. Like, and she threw the water bottle. I don't need no fucking water. I'm like, girl, you really drunk. Like, you know, I was trying to help her. Yeah. And everyone in there said, like, I was trying to help her. And so I guess she got tired of me trying to help her. And she was like, this. And her hand was like this far from my face. So I slapped the bitch. I was like, you know what? I slapped her hand out my face. And I was like, I'm going to sit back now because I'm trying to help you. And I don't want to get into a fight with you because you're drunk. So I sat back in my seat because I was sitting in the very last row, you know, up against the doors. And there was like someone right here to me. And then I don't know if it was Fetty or someone else, but then I know it was Fetty and then another girl. There was like 5 of us in that row, or like 4 of us. And then it's like a little open space right in front of us where there's a singular seat, like a seat for 2 or 3, another singular seat, and then another, you know?
Right.
And so she was sitting on top of someone's lap right in the seat in front of me. So when she did it, I just sat back. And as soon as I sat, the bitch is like the Exorcist, because you know she got long hair. Her shit fell in her face. And she was like this, because I'm you. Like, this is exactly how I was. She was like, jumped up and then swung like this. Like, it wasn't like, it was you know?
Like a wailing punch?
Yeah, like one of those.
Yeah.
And it didn't punch me dead in my face, but I did feel it. It was like she like grazed me with her knuckles or something. Cause my fucking face, like it did hurt. I ain't have no bruise, but like, you know how you can touch me like, oh shit, like
Yeah, like it's tender.
Type shit. And that was like the next day. So as soon, I'm a quick thinker. I'm not one of those bitches that bug out when I fight. Like I'm still thinking while I'm fighting. I'm like, all right, I see this bitch is coming. You know, she like, I see that you holding me in a headlock. I'm about to light your body up.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna pull your head back and crack you in your face. So like, as soon as she did that, like there was really nowhere for me to move and wiggle to. And I didn't want to start swinging because there's other girls and I didn't want to hit somebody else. And like I said, I'm a quick thinker. So as soon as she swung, I slipped down in my seat and I put my feet up. And mind you, I'm wearing fucking 6-inch heels. And these shits is like, doo, 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 doo.
I thought I was going to see Mario coins coming out of her head.
Like, no, literally. Like, I'm like, ding, ding, ding. Like, mopping this bitch, son. And then, like, I keep kicking the bitch. My legs get tired. I see she like, because she was still trying, like, all the swinging you seen she was doing, she was still trying to get at me. But I'm kicking this bitch so hard that like she wasn't even close enough to like actually hit me again because I'm kicking her in the head and in
just
the
still
face.
like flying back.
I got one for the head and then one for the body. Like really, like I was in there kicking this bitch. So I kept kicking her, and then I noticed she was no longer swinging. Like she was like trying to go like this. So my legs tied. My legs tied. I stopped kicking, but I still got my legs up. And you know, I see now they started recording at that point. And then she jumps up again. So I start kicking again. Like,
oh, so we didn't see the first few times that you kicked her.
Yeah, like look, it was within seconds. Like I stopped kicking, like 3 seconds go by, and then she jumps up again, and I start kicking again. Like bitch, thing, thing, thing. And that's the part that they caught. Okay. And I just kept kicking her until they were able to pull over. I kept kicking her until they pulled over, and then they grabbed her and dragged her out the car. If you seen, like, she had some blood on her and shit. And, like, she had this big-ass fucking bruise and, like, a cocotazo. And
they, like, fell out of the car, didn't they? Her and security?
Yeah, they fell out. And I was trying to get out the car to fight her, and they wasn't letting me. And then it's funny because when we get to the club, you know how, what's that movie? What is it, like, Get Out, when they come running at you real fast?
Yeah.
Like, so we get like to this. The club. We get to the club, like we're standing in front of the club, and she's like, it's a big parking lot. She's on the other end of the parking lot, and this bitch is running at me like this. But they tackle her again. And I'm like I said, a calm fighter. I don't gotta hype myself up to fight. And I don't, like, if they break it up, I'm not gonna be like, no. Like, all right, bitch. There's no way I'm gonna get to you. I know that. So I'm gonna calm down. But bitch, I'll see you again. Like, you feel me? Like,
we're living together in a house.
Exactly, bitch. I'll come crack your shit while you eating your bowl of cereal. Like,
not the bowl of cereal. So, with all of that being said in the fight, you know, you're still hyped from that night, but you kind of seem to have smoothed things over with Ariana the next morning. So, what are your feelings about what transpired between those 2 days, between the two of you today?
Well, she had came to me because I had all intentions for it to be static the next morning. Like, bitch, I'm not going to beat you up when you drunk. And I even said that, like, I don't know how to deal with people who, like, are addicted to something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's an alcoholic. And I also don't feel like it's okay to hurt them either. Like, you know what I'm saying? So in your sober mind, let's see how you act. Because if you step out of line just one time about yesterday, I'm going to be like, nah, so you weren't just drunk. This is really this energy you got. And now we're going to have that energy all the time. Right. Drunk, sober, in between. Mm-hmm. But she came to me on, like, she was real humble. And she was like, you know, this is why I don't drink. I turn into a different person, you know, type shit. She was just like, you know, I'm not going to drink for the rest of the time I'm here, and I'm going to do better. And she did better. Like, she didn't drink until the last day. And she cooked. She made some amazing collard greens. But now we beefing again. So fuck her and them collard greens. I'll fucking spike that shit with chili pepper. Like, fuck her. mess up all them collard greens and that fucking salmon, bitch. I'm gonna put salt on it.
Wait, what are y'all beefing about now?
Because my friend, okay, so everybody know I'm Team Ferrari. Team Ferrari, ho, like, period. So even if I'm not beefing with you, like, I'm gonna take Ferrari's side because Ferrari's still gonna take my side. And somebody, it was, I guess, her baby daddy's sister or like her sister-in-law in some way, was sending me like mad tea about Ariana, like she don't take care of her kids, like she's addicted to pills, she does coke, like she and shit. I even like she's a broke ass bitch, she is like, and I even seen it when we were in Atlanta for the red carpet. She couldn't even pay a $7 Uber. Like she was like, we could split this. Split, bitch, just I'll order the fucking Uber. Like, you feel me? So yeah. It was just like she wanted to split $7 amongst 4 people.
I don't even think you could do that on the app.
That's weird. Like, I'm not putting that in my calculator. No. Right. So I ended up ordering the Uber, but it was just like, so, oh, that's what happened. I'm sorry, I'm high. But she so the girl was just giving me mad tea about her. Yeah. I screenshotted it and sent it to Ferrari laughing. Bitch, like, we're cool, we all right, like, but we not best friends. Right. Like Ari and I'm speaking on. Yeah. So when I should know not to tell Ferrari nothing, because every time I tell this girl something, she go and she post it.
Oh, I swear. Love she got a big mouth.
Girl, like, come on. So they got into it, and you know, Ferrari posted this shit, and I laughed. It was funny. I was like, I knew you was gonna do that shit. And so Ari felt away, and she was like, you laughed about something she said about my kids, da 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 da. So now we're fighting again, I guess. But she laughed about my kid. She laughed about my kid being dead. Like, girl, as far as I'm concerned, we even. Like,
yeah. So moving away from the drama for a little bit, I wanted to know if you enjoyed that they were actually incorporating challenges into the show, and what are some challenges you wish they would have incorporated or should be incorporated for season 2?
I enjoy doing the challenges. Like, I'm a competitor. Now, I'm not necessarily a physical competitor. Like, I suck at sports. Like, if they would have shown you how I was throwing that fucking dodgeball, embarrassing. Embarrassing. I'm like, like, embarrassing. But I was always the last person left in the game most times because I knew that one, I could not throw a ball, but I'm good at pause. I was gonna say I'm good at catching balls. Like, I was good at catching the balls. So right. Like, we started playing to our strengths. Like, all right, Pinkk, you can't throw a ball, so just catch the balls and throw it to someone on our team who is good at throwing and can get them out. So that's what we started doing. But when all the hitters on our team got out, I was still in the game and I didn't know how to throw the ball. Like, oh shit. But at that point, I gotta throw the ball because it's just me. I still gotta get them out. Yeah. And that worked for me. Like, I'm not a good physical competitor. Mentally, yeah, like strategically, yeah, like I'm good at those things, but nothing like, I mean, shit, I've been in the gym now, I might be able to pull myself up. Like,
dude, just take some lessons, take some dodgeball lessons.
Yeah, so like let's rephrase that. I didn't like the challenges. I liked that there were challenges. Every challenge we had though was something that I hated. Like, I don't like dodgeball. I don't like anything that is going to leave a bruise on me and hurt me. I don't like that shit. I do not like spicy food, and we had the spiciest chip possible challenge. Like, my fucking pussy burn, my asshole burn, my throat burn. It burned more coming up than it did going down. Like, you literally feel like this fire in your stomach. Like, I hated the challenges that they presented, but I like that we had challenges. And as far as future challenges, I'm not gonna tell you because I kind of, right now I like being in front of the camera, but I have some things formulating for my own show in the future. Okay. So I can use those for my show.
Smart. I like it. Okay, and later in the show, Key actually wants to go home because she doesn't feel like the show is allowing her to be herself. Do you think Kiesia was a good pick for the show?
I think she was a good pick for the show because she's quiet, like loose, quiet, but they are still baddies in their own way. Like, even though I don't fuck with loose, I can't deny you are a bad bitch. Like, you are doing your modeling, you're doing your music, like, and you're humble with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could say that for her. Kiesha, like, she's a fucking big time scammer. Like, you know what I'm saying? So she said. But that's her 9 to 5, scamming. And she do it low key. Like, you know, she's not up there posting like stacks of money. I don't know if she has stacks of money. Like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, so it just shows like a different like bad girl. Like, you don't gotta be a loud bad girl. You don't gotta be a fighting bad girl. You could be a quiet bad girl and still get to the bag and still, like, you know, be that bitch in your lane. Like, you know?
You know, it ends up coming out after Ferrari won that $500 from the bull riding challenge that her money was stolen, and she starts going through the girl's stuff. At the time in the house, who do you think could have stolen it?
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that about when I was talking about the Kiesha thing, but like I said, I'm high, so my thoughts keep going. But Kiesha didn't want to leave because she didn't feel like she couldn't be herself. Kiesha was really trying to slide up out of there with that little $500. Ooh. Yes, a little thieving ass fucking rat. Like, she's a fucking cockroach. Like, that's nasty, bitch.
Wait, did you end up finding the money from her? Like, she
No, we never found the money, but like it came out. Like, all right. Because like I don't know how much I could say because it was Ferrari who told me, like, or like showed me, I should say. And I don't know where she got the footage from, you know? So they see Kiesha going into Ferrari's room, and then like a little bit later Ferrari going there and the money's gone.
Ooh.
And then Kiesha even said, yeah, I did it. She said, I did it. But then she tried to double back on it and was like, yeah, I did it. That's what I mean. Like, try to make it seem like, yeah, I did it. And then try to say like, yeah, I did it in a funny way. You feel me?
Yeah. Are you aware of the rumor that Ferrari apparently admitted nobody stole her money and that she did it for the cameras?
I did hear that rumor, but we got proof that somebody did it. Where's your proof that she said that? Where's your receipt? This is a day and age where everybody got receipts on everything. So where are your receipts?
True.
And like Ferrari had Dayla and myself and security in there helping look for the money.
I know, that's what I was thinking. I was like, you know, if she did do it, I don't know if she would waste like everybody's time like that, especially when they have a show to film.
Why get into an unnecessary fight with a big bitch if nobody really took your money? If I was 4'11", 105 pounds, I would only pick the fights that come to me. I wouldn't go pick them. You feel me?
Yeah.
And standing where my $500 missing, 4'11", 105 pounds, I'm gonna go fight because that fight came to me. So why would she do that if she had that money? You know what I'm saying? Like, she picked that fight at that point, right? And no.
And you were pretty vocal at the beginning of the show talking about you jumping into Ferrari's fights because you guys were from the same area and you guys were mad cool at that point. So did anything change with that fight with Huckleberry? Because I know you didn't jump into that fight, so I just wanted to know.
The reason when I made that statement is more like they didn't show the whole thing. I said, like, if I see her getting her ass beat, I'm gonna jump in.
Okay.
Like, because what do I look like going back home? We from the same city. And people from my city don't really get on TV. People from my city don't really like, you know, they don't jump off. So I'm going to support anybody from the 757 that's doing something, especially if they on a show with me. So,
Are you about to say you're high? You give me that
look. Whitney saying I was going to jump in her fights, that's if she was getting dogged out. You feel me? That's why you'll see when she fought Larissa, I was standing there because I was like, her and Larissa were fighting. Larissa is way bigger than her, but Larissa wasn't beating her ass. Like, she was like, her hits were barely connected. So I didn't jump in that fight again with Huckleberry. Like, they got little fucking alligator arms. It's like this. They were fighting like this. Like, you know them that game back in the day when the blue and the exactly red character be fighting and so one of their heads go up? That's how that shit looked. They were like,
I thought it was legit like T-Rexes.
Yeah, like if you actually look at the fight, none of their hits connected. They were throwing them, but I guess they were punching each other's fists because their arms were too short to get close enough to each other to hit each other. And then with Heaven, she just jumped up on the bed and did the screaming thing, and they yelled at all of us to get out. But I'm standing in the doorway. Heaven got her like in a little headlock, and they're punching each other. I'm like, all right, she ain't on the ground getting stomped out. Still, she's still good. Like, it's more so if she was getting her ass beat. She never got her ass beat.
With that fight with Heaven, is there anything that we didn't see because it's literally started with them fighting? Was that bed stuff not shown?
I was in the room when it first like started. So Heaven comes in the room, Ferrari sitting on the bed, and I'm like standing by the door, and Heaven come in and was like, "You went through my bag?" And she starts looking. She's like, "You definitely went through my bag because this wasn't here." And she was like, "Why the fuck would you go through my bag?" And Ferrari and her start arguing back and forth. Of course, you know, everybody's starting to come into the room. The cameraman's in there. And so then Heaven like slides off because she's still screaming. Heaven's the type of bitch, she got to hype herself up to fight. So she's still screaming, and then she like walks towards the bed. She climbs up on the bed, like she's standing on the bed. Ferrari's sitting at the corner, and they get to arguing. So Ferrari jumps up and squares up, and then Heaven, you know, tries to swing. She falls off the bed. They get the fight in. And at that, well, it was before they even started actually swinging. When Heaven first got up on the bed is when they was like, "Everybody get out," like screaming at us because all the girls started coming in the room. And like, so I think there's like a clip where you'll see like I'm running out the room, but I'm standing by the door. And so when Heaven get on the bed, still screaming, they square up and fight. Heaven she has a habit of putting her sweaty ass armpit like this on you. She's not a thumper, like, you feel me? Like, she don't throw blows. She's a hold you and go like this.
Oh, one arm, yeah, one hand.
Yeah, or a, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't fucking know. Like, but she ain't a fighter, clearly. So they start breaking it up because, you know, they fall on the bed. But of course it's a fight. So the way I'm talking about it sounds drawn out, but we're talking about seconds. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they fall on the bed. Security's trying to break them up. Heaven falls on top of Ferrari. And they got Heaven's arms. So, you know, they're breaking them up. And they got Ferrari, and Heaven bites her in the face. Like, bites her in the face.
She was trying to take a bite out of her?
I'm laughing because she tried to bite me too in my fight, which is why, like, I literally felt her, like, we're fighting.
Yeah.
And if you notice, both times she fights me, she tries to do the same thing to me. And I noticed that's your fighting technique, baby. Like, I did bad in the kitchen when I was punching her in the face because her body was open. Like, I would have folded this bitch. But it don't matter. Like, you know, them face hits still count. So I guess I'm good. But like, their whole, like, you know, they're breaking them up, but she bites, like, latches on to Ferrari's face and bites her. And then, of course, you know, that's when you'll see that they're broken up officially. And because Ferrari, like, I heard her, she's like, she's biting my face. Like, and then you'll see that's when Heaven was screaming, "Hello!" And it's funny because after she fought me, it was quiet. It was bliss. She sat there and thought about the dumb decision she made. She sat there like with her wig lopsided and one lash on, like, like it was so nice. And I was like, on Crip, bitch, like, you ain't even got to worry about me sneaking you. Because me being the bitch I am, after I fight with somebody, like, I'm always gonna feel like you're trying to sneak me now. Like, you feel me? I'm paranoid. Like, I gotta take you out. I gotta cut your water off, send you to Jamaica, finito, put you 6 feet under. You feel me? So, like, I just was like, on Crip, like, bitch, and you don't gotta worry about me sneaking you because I just beat your ass. Like, I don't have to. But I want to fight again. Like,
but after that fight with Ferrari and Heaven, and all the madness calms down, we start to see a little physical relationship develop between you and Deja. So what was it about Deja that piqued your interest?
Deja has a fat ass on her little body. Like she has a banging ass body. She has a pretty little face. Like she has these nice little beaver teeth. Like it's cute. And she was the only other like open lesbian in the house. And well, I'm bisexual, but you know, she just was saying how she's a straight lesbian, which turned out to be a lie. She loves some dick, so don't let that girl lie to you. But she was only openly lesbian, and she's the only one who came with like STD results, like who got an STD check prior to the show. So like I was comfortable with it. And we shared a bed.
Oh, okay. So what was like the first thing though that like how what was your first like interaction like? Was it your first interaction that like you were like, you know, like this girl?
My first interaction was when we left the airport. We got into the van at the same time, or like we picked them up right after us, actually. And she sat right behind me, and I was like, "Oh, you're mad cute!" Like, you know, she had these long red braids. Her nails was long like mine, and like we was just talking in the car, and we was like, "All right, we're gonna room together," because like we vibed instantly. It was cool. So we was like, "All right, like when we get to the house." One of us is gonna hold our luggage and the other one of us is gonna run and go get our room.
Yeah.
So she held our luggage and I ran and got our room because I didn't think she'll be like Debo enough to tell other bitches you're not sleeping in here. Like, but I was like, yeah, this is my room, me and my roommate.
All right, so y'all vibing literally straight from the gate.
Yeah, there's no more room. But we ended up taking Luce in the end because she was like a little sad puppy just walking in the hallways. And we was like, you can come in here because we don't want nobody bullying you.
Okay. During the next challenge, you go off on bunny racks after finding out that she shot you in your mask with a paintball. Can you shed some light on how things got so heated between the two of you?
The funny thing is, she comes to me after all of that and was like, I don't think it was me that shot you because like the bullets, they're not color coded to each of us. They're all the same color, one. And then there was like 10, not 10, it was probably like 5 of them shooting at me. So it could have really been anyone, but it was just her who said it was her. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's how we ended up getting into it because like I was shaking. Like I had got hit up and everything. I got shot in my head. That one hurt. And I had got shot under my mask and I didn't expect that one because clearly my face is covered. I'm thinking I'm protected.
Right.
So when it happened, like, yeah, like I just like tweaked out because it hurt. And like I was really in shock. I was like, yo, this shit hurt. Like I still have bruises on my body. And this happened in October. Oh, wow. Like, yeah, like I still have this bruise on my thigh.
Goddamn.
Like, yeah, but I didn't even want to partake in that challenge. Like, as soon as I seen what it was, like after, okay, I never did paintball before. I never knew it hurt. So from the first round, when I got the first bullet and I seen that shit hurt, I ain't want to do this no more. But I didn't want to quit the game. So I stayed in it. So when I got shot in my face, I was tight. So we get into that argument and everything. They don't even show, like they do the whole entire, like they kept playing. They probably did like 3 or 4 more games before I actually went and shot her up because I go back towards the van because they like, you know, Big Lex was like, send her home. And I was like, all right, I don't give a fuck. Like I went to go grab my phone and my purse out of the van, but they locked the doors. They was like, she's going to the van, lock the doors. And I'm like, why would y'all lock the doors? If I'm going home, cool, give me my shit. I will call y'all later. We can make arrangements for me to get to the crib. So when y'all get to the crib, for me to come pick up my shit. Like, y'all don't even got to book my flight. Like, just give me my phone. I book that shit now. You feel me? Like, I'll catch an Uber, go to an Airbnb, and be out of here my damn self. So I was just getting more and more mad to the point where I started crying because I'm just standing there for like an hour. Like, yo, I want my shit. Like, I'm trying to get the fuck up out of here. Like, and so I was like, you know what? This bitch ain't about to just enjoy her fucking day while I'm sitting here mad. Yeah. So I walk over there. I pick up the gun. I pick up my bucket, you know, crip shit. Like, pick up the gun. There, you could hear like production. They're like, Pink, put on your, like, you know, your head mask, put on your body. I heard that, yeah. And I didn't give a fuck. And I just walked down on that bitch like I was Tony Montana, like, doop, 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 doop.
Did you guys get kicked out of that paintball place at all, or were the
No, they kept playing all the way to the end. And I was sitting on the bench with production the whole time, like chopping it up with swag. We was like away from everybody. And he was just like, don't go home. Like, Big Lex actually like you. Like, if she really wanted you gone, like, she would, like, the game wouldn't continue. She would make sure your ass is up out of here. And to me, I always felt like she, one, didn't like me. I always felt like she didn't like me. Like, I never felt like she liked me. Like, I just felt like she looked at me like, but now knowing her, it's like she's the type of person, she just fills everyone out before she inserts herself around them. You know what I'm saying? So when she was talking to me, how she was talking to me, I was like, you're not about to talk to me like that. I'm a grown ass woman. Like, if I'm respecting you, respect me. And I put down my shit and I left. Like, so it was just like, all right, why do y'all want me to sit here? Like, I don't want to sit here while they complete the game. But I ultimately ended up sitting there.
See, you know exactly what I like. That was my next question. I was about to talk about the way that Big Lex spoke to you. And I know we were talking about earlier how people compared the way that she talks to people to the way that Jocelyn talked to people. And I know you said you don't feel that way, she just has to get to know you. But in that moment, did you feel differently at all? Did you feel like, because I mean, I know you had a problem with the way that she was speaking to you at that time. In that time, did you feel like it was somewhat of a comparison considering you didn't necessarily know her as well yet?
I never really compared her to Jocelyn because, like, if you see how Jocelyn be like, you fucking bucktooth bitch, like, you fat belly hoe, like, Lex never degraded us. Like, even when she said, she was just like, Pinkk, like, you always want an apology. Like, either basically be about it or shut the fuck up. And no grown ass woman gonna tell me shut the fuck up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was just more so, don't talk to me like that. Like, I'm a person that you could talk to. I try to understand you, but you're not going to disrespect me. Like, and that's how I felt. But it was I never made the comparison because I never felt like Jocelyn, she would never talk to me like that. So, and Big Lex never came out her face like Jocelyn did. So, like, agreed. To any of the girls is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, so this one is kind of a big one, so just bear with me. Because I know we interviewed Bunny Rax. I know you didn't watch it, but she disclosed a couple details about what happened after the paintball incident in her perspective. So I kind of want to get your feedback on that, okay? So one detail was that apparently you asked her that if she was going to sneak you while you were walking past.
When we went over the edit out, when I came out, Pinkk was standing and I walked around and Pinkk was like, are you going to sneak me? I was like, why would I sneak you? You feel me? She was not the tough fighting type because, bitch, I would be damned if I ever asked a bitch, are you going to sneak me? No, bitch. The fuck, do something. Fuck is you talking about? Like, what the fuck?
And pretty much making a point that you were not a fighter. And the last thing that she told us was that after the altercation, you told her that you're glad she didn't throw any punches at you because you were tired, but she wanted to keep the drama going for storyline.
She came into the shower and she was talking to me and she's like, I'm sorry about the paintball thing, but I think we should keep the drama going. You see what I'm saying? But in the kitchen, she told me she didn't want to fight. And I have text message proof of her messaging me saying, I'm glad you didn't throw no punches because I was tired.
So what are your thoughts on these accusations?
I did say the sneak you comment because, like I said earlier, like, even with Heaven, like, anybody I fight or get into it with, I'm from the streets. Like, you can't be around me because I feel like you're trying to get me. So I was like, what you gonna do, sneak me? Like, I'd rather you tell me, like, bitch, yeah, there's smoke. Cause right then and there, if it was like, nah, like, if you was on some, nah, bitch, I ain't gonna sneak you. Now we just gonna fight. You feel me? But she didn't approach it. She was like, no, why would I sneak you? I don't have no problem with you, Pinkk. Like, you were upset because I shot you, but I apologized. And she was right. She did apologize. I honestly felt like a dumbass, like, after being so angry. And then, like, when I first went to their side yelling at them, she said it was her and she instantly apologized. But I was so upset that she kept apologizing. I kept not hearing her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's why, like, I was like, you gonna sneak me? Like, let me know if there's smoke between us type shit.
Yeah.
And she made that statement. as far as asking her to continue drama, when we first got back to the house, like, I was just on my bully. Like, I was talking my shit, sending little shots, doing what I do. Like, I'm going to do that regardless. So a couple of the girls, and I can't really remember who, but a couple of girls was like, yo, Bunny, I want to talk to you. And like, basically, she doesn't want to talk to you. She want to chop it up with you. She says she don't want no smoke, and that she just got her body done. Because it was different girls telling me. One person was like, she said she don't want to fight because she just got her body done. One person was like, she don't want to fight because, like, you know, she don't want no problems. Like, another one said, she said, like, that's not what she's here for, but she really thinks she's scared. Like, so I went to her, she was in the shower. And so I went to her room because I was like, I'm going to beat this bitch ass in the shower. Like, we going to have this conversation in here. It's either going to be calm, how she wanted it to be, or we could fight right now while the bitch butt ass naked. But either way, like,
and the slip and slide.
Once females finished coming to me and I was finished collecting what I was, you know, the information, I went to her.
Yeah.
So it wasn't I went in there to be sneaky or I wanted to see her body. Bitch, I got my own body to fucking look at. I got titties, pussy, and an asshole too. Like, so, and you know, I'm the type of girl, like, you know what, I ain't gonna talk no shit. Like, the carpets match the drapes, like, her shit was purple and down there was black as fuck. I didn't, like, that's not for me. So, like, and then as far as, like, I'm glad she didn't throw any punches. I did say that, but it won't on no, like, scary shit. Like, if she just leaked the fucking messages, like, you'll see I was laughing. And this is after the conversation we had in her bathroom. I straight up told her, I was like, what's your storyline? Like, I was like, yeah, like, she told me her side. I was like, I do accept your apology. And I apologize because I was like, I said that, and they also didn't show that because I said it in confessionals. Like, I felt like a dick just being so angry and not actually listening the first time. Like, you know, it would have saved me shooting her up. It would have saved the argument between Big Lex and I. Like, it would have saved, I would have still been in the game. You know, I would still been competing. I felt like I was going to lose because I didn't do the first competition.
Yeah.
So then after we had that conversation, this is me still sitting in the bathroom because I was in there for like maybe like 10 minutes. And I was just like, all right, well, you know, I accept your apology, but the show is boring. I'm bored. Like, you bitches are boring. I swear to God, all of them will tell you that's how I say it because I continue to say it to this day. I was like, I'm bored. What's your storyline? Like, you don't have any scenes because, of course, like, now that the show aired, you'll see she had one scene, the first episode, where she was talking shit about me, about Pinkk. Like, I'm not like that. It's shit like that ratchet shit, that loud shit, wanting to put on the, but like, she didn't say my name, but everything she was describing was me on that first night, like, you know? And it was like things that I had did, but she ain't never say, just flat out say Pinkk, but no one else did that. You feel me? So I was like, you don't have no storyline. Like, this is going to be your biggest scene of the season. Like, you're boring. And she was like, you know, I have personal things going on at home and I just got my body done. So like, I don't want to fight, basically. And I was like, okay. Like, and, oh, but I skipped the whole fucking part. When we first got home from paintball, before she even took a shower, remember, we're all cooking.
Right.
Like, we're all cooking. We get into that argument in the kitchen. And like you see, I was just going to torment her. Like, I was going to torment you, bitch. Like, I was going to pick a fight with you left and motherfucking right. So when we was in the bathroom and we had the conversation, I was like, well, let's just keep arguing because I'm bored. Like, I'm bored. And I'm like, it wasn't more so, can you argue with me? It was like, I'm still going to do this with or without you. So if you're on board, cool. But if you're not, cool. Because it's still going to be like, I'm still going to be the bitch that I am. Like, and when I'm bored, I get mischievous. Like, when I was locked up, I did the same thing. I had bitches in there fighting all day. When I was in the psych ward, I did the same thing. Like, when I'm bored, I get mischievous. Like, and it's not always a fight. Like, most of my shit, like, I make the girls drink liquor while I drink water. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and then she and I staged the argument, which they never aired. And that's the one she's always talking about. Like, girl, shut the fuck up. All right. We faked the beef. It lasted for a day, 1 day. And then she went and told production what I planned with her. and like, it was just water from there.
Yeah.
So like, all right, I don't care. Like, don't give a fuck. Like, that's your biggest thing that you hold on to. Shove that shit up your ass. Like, leave me alone already. It was like, and then when she left, like, it was like, it's so drawn out with this bitch. Like, and then even after that, when we're home, she wants me to call her. She's like, because after she left the house, we were arguing again.
Yeah.
She wants me to call her. I call her. We're on the phone for like an hour and like a half, and I record the whole conversation. And those clips were actually released. Like they, what is it? They were leaked. And I sent it to all the girls in the group chat, like listening to all the bullshit she was talking about, Big Lex and them. So, girl, I'm not your friend. I don't know how many times I got to tell her that. Like, I'm not your friend. Mm-hmm. And she wants to be my friend so bad. Like, it's kind of depressing.
I gotta know, how bad really was that mac and cheese?
It was watery. Like, it was water. Like, water. Like, it needed. She said the mac and cheese was bad because the pepper wasn't working. But if you missing just pepper, what about the other fucking seasonings? Pepper wasn't gonna throw that shit. Well, like, she missed it.
Well, she did say that it was also because it was just like sitting there for a really long time because of filming and like all this stuff.
We ate as soon as the fucking food was done.
Damn.
As soon as it came out the oven, Yasi and Deja was frying her chicken. Mm-hmm. She was still frying chicken, but the pieces that were done were being eaten with the other things, because Ari had made like collard greens. I made like some fire ass banana pudding and a chicken buffalo dip. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, Pinkk, this buffalo dip! Oh my god, Pinkk!" And it's funny because at the when we went for the last 24 hours for the reunion, they took me to the store to go get the stuff to make my banana pudding again. Yeah, like that's what everyone talks about on set, like as far as my food.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to send some over here, please. Okay, so there's this, the big scene where all this shit goes down because production prints out some insertions that was left in your guys' notebooks and posts them in the kitchen.
I still have that.
And I mean, everybody was upset and confused. However, Bunny comes to the conclusion that production may have had a hand in some of the insertions after someone said something about her child. And she was certain that none of the girls knew about that. So what are your thoughts on the situation looking back? And do you feel differently about anything now compared to in the house?
She says that she thinks it's production. I feel like that's like, when we can't find out who it is amongst each other, everyone's always going to be like, well, it was production. But a bitch could be sitting in your face and just straight up lying to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whole time, like Larissa sitting there, you just think it's not her because she's not in the mix, and it was her the whole fucking time. She not friends with y'all. She not about to come tell the next bitch what she did. She gonna hold that in, take it to her grave, and you're always gonna feel like it wasn't them, because why would they do this? Or why would they, just to be messy, like just to get you out your body like you did and got your ass shipped up out of there. So I personally, like I said, like after the whole argument and then she fucking went and spilled the beans, like, girl, you can't hold no tea. Like, shut the fuck. You could tell she ain't never been to jail. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, that's all that was. So, like, you can't hold no tea. So I know you have to have told people your business in the first place. Person you say is production.
Was there anybody else that like felt the same way about the insertions that Bunny did? That were like maybe too afraid to say anything?
I don't think so. If so, they didn't come and say anything. I know like one of the biggest things was like people were talking about my son and my baby father, and like they was just like, who did it? And to this day, like no one manned up to it, and production is just like, it's not us. So, but like again, that's not something that is a secret. Everyone knew about it.
Right.
So like they don't show y'all the clips where like out of the 7 days we were there, I probably cried like 3 or 4 of them. Like I was just came home from like the psych ward and everything. Like I wasn't on the cuckoo side like heaven think I was, bitch. Not this time. I was on the emotional trauma side.
Yeah.
Like, and so like I was still like in a really emotional state. And there was times like, you know, the girls are asking questions about it, and every time I talked about it, like I would just cry. Like that, like, you know, in October I couldn't talk about it then how I can now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it in 3 weeks it'll be a whole year they've been gone. So like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, doesn't that suck though that like you did somewhat open up to these girls and you still don't know who took that information that you told them out of like confidentiality and like
Exactly.
talk shit about it?
And that's funny because on the last day of filming, I came out and I had a knife in my shirt. And that's what they keep talking about. And that's the clips that they leaked of Heaven talking to me on the porch. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing. Heaven talked loud. Like that's literally her voice. Even when you're whispering with her, like when you're talking like this, like she's still like, yeah, so like this is not a fucking whisper.
Right.
Like that's how she talked. And like I said, like I am a person that talk to understand, not just like to go back and forth. Not will you get me to the point of just being like, all right, well, fuck it. Like, and I tune you the fuck out. Like, you know what I'm saying? And start getting angry. Yes. But, so when we was talking, and it's funny because they don't show that part where she kept saying, I'm telling you as your friend, like she always jacked being my friend to my face. Always. Like on the last day of filming, I come out, I'm on the phone and I'm like, I don't know who the fuck did it, but I'm not leaving this house until I find out who said what they said about my man and my child. Like,
right.
I will kill these bitches in here type shit. Like, not kill literally. Well, shit, I had a knife. I was gonna do some real damage. I was gonna do some damage. But freaking, I was just like, I'm not leaving here until I find out who did it, because we really like, I'm gonna crack this shit. Like, I'm gonna take a piece of them with me so they understand what it is to lose a part of them. Like
a finger or a toe.
Like a piece of you, baby, might take your heart. Who knows? But like, you know what I'm saying? So the other girls like panicked a little bit, like they were like scared type shit. Like, yo, this bitch just came from a psych ward, now she's doing psycho shit. Like I was done, man. I was tight because I ain't open up to them bitches. Like they kept coming to me like, Pinkk, why you so gangster? Like just calm down, shorty. Like I know you got a heart. Like I see you post about your baby daddy. Like, you know, what happened? And then we get to chopping it up. So it's like, why come to me and want me to open up with you just to be a shicey ass bitch? Like, you feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's not right. And I always say that like on shows like this, obviously it's to get under people's skins, but I always feel like kids should always be left out of it. Especially if like someone passed away or something, leave them out of it too.
Yeah, and I'm from the gutter. So once you cross that line with me, now everything's a go. Like, I am so big on my respect. There's no line in disrespect. Once you disrespect me, I'm free to go from here to there. Like, bitch, now nothing is off limits. It'll be fucked up. I should pop up to your kid's school and wait there for you. Like, you feel me? Like that's where I'm from. Like, so I was okay with competing and bitches talking shit, but I wasn't okay with taking something from a girl's past or something that is like personal with a girl and using that against them. If you ever see me argue with girls, I never went after like those type of things until the shit hit the internet and bitches started coming like, this person got an STD or this person don't take care of their kids. All right, since that's what we're doing, then bitch, we gonna get filthy with it then. Bitches was talking about my baby daddy and my kid. Now, like, bitch, everything up. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
You hear them badass kids? That's the neighbors downstairs.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell them to shut up. I'm just kidding.
You're gonna get me jumped. It's like 12 of them that live in there. I live alone.
You got them. Look, the way that you got the feet.
Son, got the feet, got the
exact same. Do that.
Listen.
Kick them all in the head.
I don't know. They Caribbean. You know, Caribbeans know voodoo.
The fact that you're like thinking about it, you're like, maybe like it's probably like, go do it.
Might egg their door.
Everything that happened with Bunny Rex blowing up and saying that production did everything. What do you think about how Big Lex blew up on Bunny? Looking back at it, do you feel like it was warranted?
No, I mean, you can't do something or like you speak your mind and then tell somebody how they could speak their mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? You said what you said in front of the whole production crew because you that bitch and you gonna say what you want. So why can't she say what she want? You said it how you wanted to say it. Like, you feel me? So, and that's the type of person that Rabbit is. Like, she the type of person, like, she want to say what she want to say. She don't want to fight about it. Like, even if she say, bitch, I'm gonna punch you in your mouth. She don't want you to really come and punch her in her mouth and fight with her. That's just how she talk. Again, like, understanding a person. Like, that's how she talk. Does that make it okay? No, because there's bitches like me who's really gonna run down on you. So it's like you can't say something and then get upset when someone got something to say back because they didn't say it how you wanted them to.
After all this goes down, the majority, aside from Kiesia and Ariana, voted for Bunny Rex to actually go home. Were you surprised that these two ladies voted for her to stay for any reason?
I don't know why Kiesia voted for her to stay. I think they shared a room. So maybe they have like some type of relationship, like from their I don't know. But I know they shared a room. So that probably has something to do with it. Mm-hmm. Kiesia wasn't even seen in the house. Like when she was missing from the lingerie party, it took them like, they didn't show you, but it was like 20 minutes until they actually realized the girl was missing. Like, she was gone. And the reason they noticed she was gone, because at first she came out in these dingy ass panties and a fucking tank top while everyone else was in lingerie. So, which is crazy. She got a nice body, like, why are you coming out here and fucking some grandma drawers?
Not grandma draws.
I don't think they was supposed to fit like that. But anyway, so Aries an airhead. So like, she's really a fucking airhead. Like, I'm not saying it to be funny or like mean. She's a airhead. Like, I think even if it was her enemy, I think she would vote for them to stay just to show that she's a good person. Like, girl, if you don't eliminate your competition, this ain't to show that you're a good person. This is to compete for this. Like,
right.
This is what, like, we weren't there to show like that we're a good person. We was there to show that we were good competitors and a bad bitch while we were competing and doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Was that check behind you the sole reason why you wanted her out? Because you knew it was competition?
Yeah, like, I wanted all them bitches out. I would have voted for fucking Ferrari out. I would have voted Big Lex out. They would have been like, if you vote Big Lex out, you'll win the 10K. I'd have been like, me. Like, but then I would have been like, hey, Big Lex, like, nothing personal. I just wanted the 10K.
Right.
Like, it's not like we threw your shit in the pool or like, at that point we hadn't, like, nobody even put hands on her. It was a competition. It was time for you to go. Like, once she left, I was working on the next bitch. Like,
no, flick them all out like boogers.
Like boogers, exactly.
And y'all get her out, so she leaves. And then the next night, Lucky throws a lingerie party, and Bunny Rex makes a surprise entrance back into the house. So at that time, what was your reaction seeing her again?
It was so disgusting. Like, I got rid of this bitch. Like, me, like. Because it was me that she spoke to when when she was like, production wrote this. I was just like, what do you mean? Like, I egged it on, like, and I was already like, I did so much to get her out of there. Like, you thought we were on the same team and I was gonna like drown you to win. Like, it was just that simple.
You're like, damn, all my hard work for nothing.
Yeah, but when I seen her, like, we had already spoken on live because after she left the house that first night, she was just talking shit on the internet, like going bananas with it. Like, girl, shut up. That's really where I started not liking her. and just didn't even give a fuck about the fake beef because one, you had already spilled the tea. You didn't even hold it. And then when I realized like that's just you, like you run like you're a fucking blabbermouth, like like why you just keep running up? Like shut up. She was out there telling like a bunch of shit about the show, letting people know she got eliminated. Like, girl, why are you leaking everything? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She made us lose opportunities over that. Like we were supposed to get billboards put up of us in our city, but because of all of that, they penalized us and then we didn't get those. We were supposed to make commission off of everyone who subscribed using special codes, but because of, again, TV and leaked, they penalized us and took that from us.
Okay, yeah, she told us about that too. She just like said that production was being cheap.
No, like, girl, we were getting, like, they wrote it in the group chat. Like, we were in the, like, you know, a group chat. It's like, we were getting penalized, like, losing money now. Like, bitch, once you start fucking with my money,
yeah,
now I don't like you. Like, calm the fuck down. It's a TV show. You got eliminated. You, this bitch who work at Magic City and you know Magic Johnson and all this extra shit. Why are you worried about it then? Like, you make 10K a night. Why are you so upset then? Calm down. Like, stop. Like, you know, you forgot that it was a competition and took all of that shit personal. You took being voted out personal when you were only being voted out so we can take it from 13 to 12 and 12 to 10, like, you know?
Yeah.
So, and they were boring anyway. They were boring. Like, she was boring. We needed a replacement.
Okay. When she comes in, Baby Mama challenged Bunny Rax to a fight. Did you expect this energy from Baby Mama since she was relatively chill all season?
No, like if you hear me in the background, I'm screaming at her like, "Baby Mama, that's my fight. That's my fight, Baby Mama." Like if you actually watch the show again, like you'll hear me now because I just told you about it. Like I'm like, "Baby Mama," because there's also a part in the show where Big Lex is talking to me and I'm sitting on the couch. Big Lex told me don't hit her. Big Lex told me wait until later if I wanted to fight because, you know, time and place. Yeah, if you want to fight the bitch, like you can fight her, but I'm asking you to chill so we can get the lingerie party going, so we can get the games going. Like it's not just about fighting.
Right.
So I was like, all right. So when I seen Baby Mama approach her, because Lex went to go change. Sapphire, Lex, Lucky went to go change. So we're just amongst each other, drinking. I'm still sitting there because I want to fight, but I don't want to be disrespectful. Like that was my biggest thing. I never really wanted to disrespect production because like I'm here on y'all show. You feel me?
Yeah.
So when Baby Mama approached her, I'm just like, damn, Baby Mama, that's my fate. Like, and so I mean, shit. If you felt like you had to do it right then and there, and there was no one there to stop you, Lex didn't tell her chill. She told me chill. So go ahead, Baby Mama.
With that fight happening, who do you think got the upper hand?
I don't feel like either one of them had the upper hand. Like, if anything, Baby Mama get her stripes for running down. Mm-hmm. Like, but and that's the same thing I said about Heaven. Like, you get your stripes for running down on me, bitch. But nothing happened. Like, they got a couple punches in. I didn't even watch it in slow-mo to see who hits. I think of all the Baby Mama hits actually missed. I did see it, actually. All the Baby Mama hits missed. And I think Rabbit hit her a couple times.
Not Rabbit.
But...
I mean, she did catch that fist like a softball.
I did see that.
Yeah.
I watched that. Like, she did catch her fist. I was like, ooh, that's a good one. Mm-hmm. But then she snapped. Why do girls always want to snatch each other wigs? Like, right. Leave my fucking wig. What my hair got to do? Like, thing. Like,
right. With, you know, with everything happening with Heaven and Ferrari and you coming into the fight, how do you feel about that now? Do you feel like it was justified, or do you wish you would have kind of just stayed out of it and all?
Okay, they edited that. Okay. I did try to, once I seen they grabbed Ferrari, because I was surprised she jumped in. Mm-hmm. Like, they grabbed Ferrari, and then Bunny was in the corner, and then, like, low key, like at that point, I was just like, "Ooh, this is exciting!" Like, I was like, "Yes!" Like, I was so happy to see like all the drama, and I wasn't a part of it. And I was like, "I'll fight her next. Like, I'll wait until tomorrow to fight this bitch." But then, Heaven's fucking little ugly ass. I know Bunny had to be scared seeing that monster run at her. Like, she remind like. You know the Mucinex commercial, like little fat
the booger
Mucinex thing, the little
the big
shit
booger.
that's like cold. That is what Heaven reminds me of. Like, it's so disgusting. So Heaven runs down on her, and I'm still excited. Like, yes, like look at these bitches, they're animals. Like, finally, like they were so boring. Like, I was so happy to finally see them do something. Like, it was so much talking behind each other's backs. Like, these bitches just talked about each other, which is crazy because I didn't do that shit. Like, I talked about a bitch in her face behind her back and then came back and told her what I said. Like, it won't like that. Like, example, Heaven, I never knew she said any of that stuff about me ever, like until the show aired. But I'll tell you about that later. But yeah, so after all of that happened, I'm still like, just like, But then she was like, no, get me out of this house. Bunny is like, get me out of this house. I'm not sleeping here. My life is in danger. Like, I'm not staying here. Get me out of here. And I was like, no. Because now I'm like, nah, this bitch about to leave. And I wanted to fight her. Like, why is she leaving? So I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to take my chance and run up while they're trying to get Heaven away. Because you're not leaving the house until you fight me. Right. Like, but I ran over there, jumped, and like try to punch through security, and they grabbed me up. Like, and then the scene where Big Lex is talking to all of us in the living room, like we have a house meeting because they order us all to our rooms. Yeah, we have a house meeting. That's why I come back out in sweats because Big Lex is like, "Oh yeah, I can't be jumping." So I was like, "All right." She was like, "Do you want to fight her? Y'all gonna fight one-on-one and all this shit." So as soon as they dismissed us and said we're gonna do the lingerie party, like continue it, yeah, I went around the mansion, went out the back door, and ran around the side and ran up on Bunny. But this bitch, she jumps up. Like, first off, she throws the ashtray, but it doesn't hit me. I run over and I square up with her because I wasn't even close enough when she threw the ashtray. So it doesn't hit me because I wasn't even through the gate yet. And when I do get through the gate, I square up with her. But she jumps up and she's like backing up, going like this, like, but backing up at the same time. Like, bitch, where you going? I'm gonna break my shit. But like, I'm like, bitch, where are you going? And Swag, like, she like backed up behind Swag, but was like, let's go. I was like, all right, where you going, bitch? Like, I'm not gonna keep. I was like running down on her, like basically chasing this bitch, like. And the white security, and I'm really not say white because I think he was the only white boy there. And his fucking fat ass picked me up, and that's where you see me getting up off the floor.
That's literally what I was just gonna say because I think that's all we saw was you getting whisked.
This nigga picked me up, ran me into the house, and slammed me on the ground. Like, yeah, he didn't really do it on purpose. Like, I think he tripped getting into the house, so he fell on top of me, and my whole shit was hurting. Like, the next day. Like, fucking fat ass. Like.